Hi, and welcome back. Today I want to give you a quick overview of the expectations for the mini paper assignments. Week 2 is the first week that there's a mini paper assignment, and it's on delegations. So let's go over that together here. First thing you're going to want to do is go into content and go into the course support module and read the expectations for the mini paper. The mini paper tips document is always going to be there for you so you can come back and review it. And it gives very detailed information about what I want. This is a little research paper. This is different from the response paper in that with the response paper I was just looking for your response to the material. With a mini paper I want you to go and do some research. The idea here is that you look outside of the class for information from sources other than me, your instructor, so that you get sort of broad input on the subject matter. Because it's a research paper, you're going to need to show that you used at least 3 sources, and you need to properly cite those inside the paper. All total, we're looking for 2 to 3 pages on these, and you'll find once again that the challenge here is not to come up with 2 or 3 pages to write on, but to decide what's most important, because it's hard to fit a good set of ideas on just 2 or 3 pages if you've done some decent research. Once you've thoroughly read the mini paper tips document, then we should go back to content again and look at the course map and click on the week that you're in. In this case it's your first mini paper, which is week 2. And we start by looking at the overview to see what I have to say on the subject, and then start going through all of the links in that week's module. You'll find various information sources in there that will help you get started on your research. And then look down at the assignment itself. It's really important that you read the assignment thoroughly, because I don't want you to run off and start writing a paper and then only discover after a few hours of work that you've written the paper on the wrong subject. In this case, I've given you a couple of scenarios to choose from, and you pick just one of these scenarios and apply the things that you learn in your research to these scenarios. You should have fun doing this. There's a helicopter scenario and an airplane scenario. It's not important that you choose the one that matches the training you're doing. So if you're an airplane pilot, you can choose the helicopter one if you wish. That's not important. But what is important is that you apply the things you learned about delegation to these scenarios, and then use your proper citations. When it comes to citations, I've given you some information here in the course support module on what I want. So there's a citations video, and I'll probably link that in the announcement as well. It's important that you watch that video. It's about what I want on those citations. There's also a link to the PCC Library Citation Guidelines page that provides some more detailed information on how those are supposed to be formatted. I'm not super picky about the exact format of the citations, but I am picky about them being to a source that is reliable, and I am picky about being able to see where in your paper you used your source. And that's why the formatting is important. As usual, you can also access the assignment through the Assignments tab. Whether you click on it here under Assignments, or whether you click it under Content, Week 2, it takes you to the exact same place, which is the assignment itself. I think it's a little bit easier to read if you get there from this direction, but it doesn't really matter. On this one, there is not an option to submit a video. There's no way for me to remove this button here, but I do want these in writing. Our industry has said that written communication is important to them, so I have to have at least one assessment in this class for that purpose. Also, I want to see that you have developed the ability to critically determine whether a source is reliable enough. And I think you don't need too much imagination in a business where you're going to be learning about techniques for flying and information about your aircraft. I think that it's important that you know how to determine a good source from a bad one for that purpose. That's it. Have fun with this first mini paper, and I'll look forward to reading your work.